Wait, I picked the case of Edwin Vergara, who was recently in Peru. I think he's being judged, I'm not sure what's the case, but he's been named of some link with the narco traffickers in the same company. Apparently he knows them, it's his best friend, but he didn't know that they were involved in drug trafficking. And so I thought maybe that's interesting. I can try to see whether he's got a Facebook account. So this is just the story I was reading. Now, so cool, if he's got a Facebook account, maybe I can try to guess his email address. So I just searched the internet for his Facebook. Went to all the, I know he was called Edu Vergara. And here we go, I found it. So then what you need to do is at the top, you'll see there is that part that's the username of the person. And that's sort of unique to that person, or they can change it. But I'm going to do, I pretend like, I forgot my password, and I'm this guy. So I just stole his account, like directly to his account, and I put it in there, and I say, look, please tell me what's my email address because I forgot. And the idea is you've got the first letter and the last letter, and there are some asterisks in the middle. Now, if you guess it right, you'll see come up at the top of the screen. I know that his email address is going to be edubeb@hotmail.com. I'm like 99% sure that is the right email address, unless he's tricked me, but that's, yeah. So if you want to use that to send him an email, feel free to do so. But that's how, sometimes it doesn't work with everyone, because a lot of people have different email address, but my email address is leroy@gmail.com, and a lot of people, it's common to have first name, first name, etc. And because you've given the first letter and the last letter of the part that's before the @ that's really helpful to guess it. And once you've done that, either you need the email address to contact the person, or you can put it into the internet and do a search, and then you don't know where you find that. So this is a simple trick. A good way also is a good platform. So keeping with the case of the Golden Colors company that was found in Peru, keeping to the congressman Vergara. If you have a name of someone, so I was just reading more last night about that story, and there was the name of a Peruvian woman that's going to come up. Yeah, Jenny Ripa Perez. So I thought, I'm going to try to use the tool that's called People, and this is very useful. If you have just one name and you want to know whether there are accounts, social media accounts linked to that person, you can just put the name. So Jenny Ripa Perez. I know she's from Peru because that's what they told me, so I can add the location. And then it's going to do a search of it's the biggest database in terms of people. And in that case, I found one account, potentially linked to her. I didn't investigate further, but often that's really useful if you want to find social graph for your investigation. It's a lot of time what we do at LinkedIn is we need some visuals, so we need pictures and images and videos from people, so we need to find social media accounts. And People is the perfect tool because it's got the biggest database in terms of that. Another one, obviously, is to track down what's the OIG code. So this is the information about who set up a website and who was behind the registration of the name. Again, keeping up with the example, I found the website of the company that was linked to Vergara, and that was said to be part of the drug trafficking ring. So I thought I'm going to do a who is record on that website to see what comes out of it, because sometimes it might give you the name of the person who registered an email address, and that's another point of contact to further your investigation. So what you have to do is pick the name of the domain, or the address, the URL, go to one of the tools that I have is just Whois lookup. You've got plenty of them, they're free as well. You just put the name of the website, pretty simple. And in that case, there was an email address that came up, gvasquez@yahoo.es from Spain. So I just do a search for him as well. Don't know, you never know. Like sometimes you might unlock a lot of information. In that case, it sort of led me to a dead end. Because that guy was interested in buying horses, as you can. So yeah, I found his email address on different websites, on the same website, sorry, about like, people selling horses, and he wanted to buy horses. But that's a dead end. But obviously, he can show you that with the Whois recall, what you're trying to do is you've got one piece of evidence, you use it, you exploit as much as possible that piece of evidence by using different tools, and each piece of the evidence using the tool might unlock another piece of evidence, etc. Basic journalism, it's the same mindset. What we use also a lot is to refine your search online. It's Google search operators, like those ones. So the common one is to have the brackets. Everyone knows this one, when you just want everything in the brackets to be included in the search. But you've got a lot of different ones. Site tells Google you just want to have the information from one site. This is very helpful because often if you use the web, the search bar of a website, they're quite bad. And so you won't get access to the information. But by searching Google, which indexes more pages, you're more likely to get access to it. File type is another good one, if you're sure you want just a PDF or etc. Define doesn't work as much. If you know the range of numbers you want to look at, you can put the number before, dot, and the number after. Yeah, you go with it. For example, yeah, if you want Homer but not Simpson, you can put the minus, because that's often good if you search, if you look for people which have someone who have the same name and is quite famous. That's often annoying because then you get a lot of garbage about that other person you're not interested in, and having the minus can help you. So this is just some examples of how you can, of the one you can use, and I just prepared a short case of how you can do that, but it's really simple to show. So let's say I wanted to have information about the case of Odebrecht, and I wanted it to be in the form of the PDF, and I'm interested in having this information from the website of the Ministerio de Justicia y Derechos Humanos. So I just take the URL, and I tell Google I want the term Odebrecht in a PDF, in every PDF you can tell me, in every pages of that website, and this is what comes up. So all you see is PDF, 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 and all coming from the same website. So that's very handy. It really refines your search directly to the point. When you know what you're looking for, it really helps and makes it faster. Same, what's good is we got the advanced searches, they're useful. On Twitter, I really recommend it. That's the address for the Spanish advanced search, and it's pretty basic. It's the same as the Google. You can search for all the words, or just all different words, or just this word, or a different set of words. By hashtag, you can search by account as well, and you can search by location and by dates, which is very helpful if you know an event happened at this time somewhere, and you're trying to. A case I'm going to show after is about Oscar Perez in Venezuela. We're doing an investigation on it, and I did it, for example, I know on the 15th of January 2018 he was killed in a raid on his house, and I know I wanted to get as much visual of what happened, therefore I used those two. That was really helpful to tell them I want all the tweets coming from El Conquito, which is a place where he was in the safe house where he was, and I want from 14th of January to 16th of January. So everything that was coming in between 15th of January would pop up on my screen, so it's really helpful. This is the same exactly Google Advanced Search as for Twitter, so I'm not going to go into much detail, but those are really helpful. The idea is they're really going to help you filter through the online information. Another one we use a lot is geo-based searches. You can do that in, cool, if I have a board, then I can show that. You can do that in Twitter by using, so the one where the location search is good in the advanced search, but it doesn't give you as much freedom. Whereas if you do what the screen will show, but I'll write it, if you write geocode, and then like 2 points, and then you have the latitude, comma, longitude of the place you're interested, and then the radius, let's say 50 kilometers of the area around which you are interested. And that really helps you refine your search. So this is one example I did again, and it's using the same, but obviously it's going to be pretty small. You can see on the top I'm writing geocode, and then I'm interested in tweets coming from I forgot which town I picked, but from Arequipa in Peru, and so I get the latitude and longitude from Google Maps, pretty simple. was actually quite hard. I copy it, and I just paste it in the same sort of structure as this one, and I wanted a radius of 50 kilometers. I put for that one, but you can put for nothing, 20 or 50, any number you want. And this is all the tweets that are going to be, all the geotagged tweets. It's important to say because not all the tweets are geotagged by people, but all the geo tweets that are coming from Arequipa, or the radius around it. And again, it's really helpful if you know like an event happened at a certain time. Within that radius, it can help you try to hunt down for visual information or text about it. I just can't put them publicly. But actually, the data set is the same as what it does is, I'll just get into the tool. It just helps you to search by location every post from YouTube, Twitter. There is the Contact, which is the Russian social media platform, and this is it. Yeah. So, for example, if I put Lima, and you can refine. I didn't do the. If you see the calendar on top, you can refine the dates. So you can try to see every, for example, Instagram post that's coming from Lima, and you can zoom in to a specific location. So it's a very good. We use it a lot. For example, to find. At the time in Ukraine, in eastern Ukraine, as we saw little green men, Russian soldiers popping out in eastern Ukraine, and also in Syria, we use those quite a lot. If you do it like in the middle of somewhere in Syria, sometimes we saw, obviously the Russian soldiers posted quite a lot of pictures, and in the middle of nowhere you see you detect a Russian military base just by looking at those, just by using this tool and finding Russian soldiers who were posting a lot of pictures on their social media account without any privacy. So this one is really helpful to find stories. And my favorite tools of all of it is on Facebook. It's very hard to search. I'm sure if you've been trained, the search bar is terrible on Facebook. It's because they've got a lot of algorithms. So when you query through the search bar, you ask, Facebook is processing your search. But there is a way, and I call them magic formulas, but they're not really magic formulas, but they're a way to query directly the database of Facebook without passing through the algorithm. So Facebook doesn't sort of analyze it for you, you just go straight to the database and ask it. So this is another example I did. So I was interested in people, I think, who worked in, I'll write the formula on the side, but who worked in Odebrecht and live in, who work for Odebrecht and live in Lima, for example. So what I do is I go to the page of Odebrecht, I take the sort of the username of their page, and I go to a tool that's called Graph Tips, because what I need, in order to be able to build my formula, I need the Facebook unique identification number. And this tool let me do it. So if I put the username of the Facebook page, it's going to tell me what the unique ID number is for that Facebook page. There's only one for this Facebook page, so I just copy it. And you see on top I started build my formula. So I have facebook.com-search, I put the page I want to, and then I have employees-present, because I want employees at the moment working in Odebrecht. Then I go to the page of Lima, and thank God the UID is already there, so I don't have to do anything. I can just put another dash, put the UID of this page, say I want residence, that's why I'm putting residence, present, so people living at the moment in Lima, and I want the interest site, because the ID is, I'll explain more details after. Or I can post, but the ID, I'll just post. And this is what comes up. But I found the people, a list of names. Oops. So yeah, a list of names of people who work for Odebrecht and live in Lima. So see, this is what Facebook is giving me. And here is an example it shows. So using the same, I find the same people. So sometimes they search pattern is good, but sorry, this is going a bit too fast. But then I went back and I edited my formula. I'll go through it step by step after, because this is going a bit fast. But I edited my formula to say I want people who have lived in the past in Lima and worked for Odebrecht. And so I changed my formula slightly by saying, no, was it? Sorry. Yeah, no, exactly. So ever past means that means that I want people who lived in the past, not anymore in the present, who lived in the past in Lima and still work for Odebrecht. When I do this, I find another list of social media accounts of people who say they are from Lima and they work at Odebrecht. And it's interesting here. You see, like Facebook gave me a search bar, but if I just copy that, like a search terms, if I just copy that and do it again, Facebook is telling me, oh no, I can't find anyone. But by using the formula, I just divert it around the Facebook algorithm and say, look, Facebook, just give me what you got in your database, and that's all I want. And this is just a case to show you that it worked. And yeah, if you've seen, I don't know if you saw it because it might have been a bit fast, but when I search Facebook with the search bar, it's going to give you, so you have Facebook.com, that search, and then it's going to be percent, 20%, 20%, with the percentage sign, sorry, and then the name of your search, so Odebrecht, and then 20%, etc. I don't want that. As soon as I have that, those 20%, those signs, etc., it means it's been through the algorithm. Facebook has analyzed it, processed it, and it's giving me what his algorithm is saying. But that's why I'm building the formula where, if you see in this formula, there is no 20%. There is just, I told Facebook I want this people who lived in Lima, and I also want people who are working for Odebrecht. And you're just building a, that's why it's important. If you do one search, you don't need the intersect at the end. But if you did multiple searches, you're basically building Venn diagrams. You say in Facebook, I want the intersection between people who lived in Lima and work at Odebrecht. So I just want this. I don't care about those. They're not important for my investigation. And you can build, I think, as much as, you can have as much as 3 diagrams or 3 pieces of information that you can go for. You might be able to do 4. I forgot, but there is a limit at some point. Facebook takes you it detects that you're trying to query too much the database. But this is really useful if you're working if you're searching for people, like if you have the name of a certain companies, and you know the location of people, you can use the Facebook formulas to get access to that quite easily. But those Facebook formulas, so what I'll do is there is a guy named Van Hess who built those formulas, and he built like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of those, so I can share that with you. But it's obviously quite hard to remember them all, and it takes a bit of time. But this guy, Michael Faisal, used to work for the FBI, created a website that's called Intel Techniques. And what it's got is it's all free again. And if you go to tools, if you go to tools, it's got different tools for Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, search username, email addresses, telephone number, like a lot of ones that are all free to use, which is quite amazing. And you got custom Facebook tools, whereby if you use the UID number, if you get the UID number of a page or an account, then you can search for more information. But here, so before I did this video to show you that sadly, since the big crisis around Cambridge Analytica, they tweak a bit their platform. So this tool it did to simplify, whereby you didn't have to, the formula were built for you. This doesn't work anymore, sadly, because Facebook has changed the way they work. So it's just to show you that it didn't work. I just realized that the other day. So this one doesn't work, but all those, as I'll show after a bit, all those ones, they still function. So yeah, here, for example, I'm doing, again, the same. I want people who work for Odebrecht and live in Lima. And if you remember when I did the formula, when I built the formula myself, it worked. But this time Facebook is saying, no, I can't find it. Because they tricked their platform, because what did happens in Intel Technique queries, and I think they somehow changed the platform so when it's not a direct formula in the URL, then they can detect it. But I went back to show you the rest of the tool. I went back to his page, and I took, again, his username from the URL, put it in the graph tips tool in order for me to get his Facebook unique identification number, which I took, and then I thought, ooh, I can just play around with that by going to all those tools, which are amazing. So often you'll see that on someone, you'll see just pictures, you know, they have published, but there are quite a lot of pictures where they tag, and that doesn't appear on their account. So if I use that, then I'm going to find all the pictures where it's been tagged. And that is some pictures that will take ages to find because they're not on his profile account, they're on some of his friends, other people, but all this information is public still. So this is all the one is being tagged in. Then I did the same with all the, which is quite good often, is all the pictures he's commented on, or all the pictures he's liked. You can do all those searches really easily. And it just saves you tons of time to do investigation. So yeah, this is all the pictures he's commented on. And no, there might be, I didn't have time to look into it, but there might be interesting information, pieces of the puzzle about also against links to narco-traffickers that weren't told about in the newspaper already. I don't know, I haven't had time to look into it, but here is all the pictures. Like maybe it's like the picture of his friend eating some drugs, I don't know. But yeah, this is how pretty much how you can try to gather as much pieces of evidence as possible on the case, and then you collect them. And it's a tool that is free. So yeah, that's Intel technique, as you've seen. Intel techniques. But the other tools that I use to get the ID number is right here is graph. If you search by graph tips, I think, then you should be able to get to it. Or I'll just send it to you after anything. So if you have cases where a lot of sometimes we have videos where it's in the, obviously it's in the dark, as you say, it's at night, it's in forest area. It's somewhat impossible to geolocate. So what I will do in that sense is, as you did, I think if I understand, is we try to track down the person who filmed that video so they can give you more information about it, and people around knowing that. So what I'll do is, often with this, is use as many clues as possible, and that's why traditional journalism kicks in again, is if you, the person who shared that video, where did they get it from? Pull back that sort of the net and try to see whether you can catch some people in that net. But yeah, some videos you just can't verify that using Google tools. And if they've been online, what I'll try to do is, as I say, take screenshots and maybe use that to see who the first person that posted it, and then ask them where it's coming from, and they can open. But yeah, sometimes you just can't, sadly can't access to it, even though